The Sumerian King List records that a king named Alulim ruled the city of Eridu for 28,800 years. After him, Alalgar ruled for 36,000 years. After him, Enmenluana ruled for 43,200 years. These are not translation errors. These are the numbers on the tablet. 8 kings ruled before the flood for a combined total of 241,200 years. Now open the book of Genesis. Adam lived 930 years. Seth lived 912 years. Methuselah, the longest, lived 969 years. 10 patriarchs lived before the flood, with lifespans ranging from 365 to 969 years. 2 ancient texts, both recording impossible ages for their earliest rulers, both placing these impossible ages before a great flood, both showing a dramatic decline in lifespan immediately after. Written in different languages, on different continents, in different millennia. The Sumerian King List is one of the most important documents in ancient Mesopotamian history. The most complete surviving copy is the Weld-Blundell Prism Catalogue WB 444, a 4-sided clay prism inscribed in cuneiform, dated to approximately 1800 BCE. It is housed in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. You can go and see it. The prism lists every king who ruled Sumer from the beginning of civilization to the time of composition. It begins with a statement that has puzzled scholars since its first translation. After kingship descended from heaven, the kingship was in Eridu. Kingship descended from heaven, not rose from the people, not was seized by force, descended from heaven. And the first kings ruled for durations that defy any literal interpretation. Alulim of Eridu, 28,800 years. Alalgar of Eridu, 36,000 years. Enmenluana of Bad-tibira, 43,200 years. Enmengalana of Bad-tibira, 28,800 years. Dumuzid of Bad-tibira, 36,000 years. Ensipad-zidana of Larak, 28,800 years. Enmendurana of Sippar, 21,000 years. Ubara Tutu of Shuruppak, 18,600 years. 8 kings, 5 cities, a combined reign of 241,200 years. And then the King List records a single line that changes everything. Then the flood swept over. After the flood, kingship descends again. New kings are named, but now their reigns are dramatically shorter. The first post-flood king, Jushur of Kish, rules for 1,200 years. Still impossibly long, but a fraction of the pre-flood durations. Within a few generations, the reign lengths drop to hundreds of years, then to decades, then to historically verifiable numbers that match what archaeologists can confirm. The pattern is unmistakable. Before the flood, impossibly long reigns. After the flood, a steep, continuous decline toward normal human lifespans. 8 kings before the flood, reigns of tens of thousands of years, then the flood, then a dramatic decline. Now the same pattern in a text written in a completely different language, in a completely different tradition. Genesis chapters 5 and 11 record the genealogies of the patriarchs, the ancestors of humanity from Adam to Abraham. The pre-flood patriarchs, 10 generations from Adam to Noah, live extraordinarily long lives. Adam 930 years, Seth 912 years, Enosh 905 years, Kenan 910 years, Mahalalel 895 years, Jared 962 years, Enoch 365 years. The exception, Genesis says God took him, he did not die. Methuselah, 969 years, the longest recorded lifespan in the Bible. Lamech, 777 years. Noah, 950 years. 10 patriarchs. Lifespans ranging from 365 to 969 years. Then the flood. After the flood, the lifespans drop sharply. Noah's son Shem lives 600 years. His grandson Arpachshad lives 438 years. Shelah 433 years. Eber 464 years. Peleg 239 years. Reu 239 years. Serug 230 years. Nahor 148 years. Terah 205 years. Abraham 175 years. By the time of Moses, 120 years. By the time of David, 70 years. Normal human lifespans. The pattern is identical to the Sumerian King List. Before the flood, impossible ages. After the flood, a steep, continuous decline generation by generation until the numbers reach historically plausible lifespans. The same structure, the same inflection point, the same trajectory. 5 structural parallels. Parallel 1. Impossible ages before the flood. The Sumerian kings reigned for tens of thousands of years. The biblical patriarchs lived for hundreds of years. The absolute numbers differ by orders of magnitude, but both texts record pre-flood lifespans that are far beyond any natural human duration. Both traditions insist that the earliest humans lived impossibly long. Parallel 2. The flood as the dividing line. Both texts place a catastrophic flood at the exact point where the impossible ages end. The flood is not just a destructive event, it is a structural marker. It divides the age of impossible durations from the age of normal durations. In both texts, the flood is the hinge of history. Parallel 3. The decline after the flood. In both texts, the lifespans do not drop immediately to normal. They decline gradually, generation by generation, from the impossible pre-flood numbers to historically plausible post-flood numbers. This is not a sudden reset. It is a curve, a decay, as if something is fading with each passing generation. Parallel 4. The number of pre-flood rulers. The Sumerian King List records 8 kings before the flood. Genesis records 10 patriarchs before the flood. Different counts, but both are small, specific numbers. Both traditions preserve a short, named list of pre-flood individuals with extraordinary lifespans. Neither list is open-ended. Both are closed and finite. Parallel 5. Kingship or authority descends from heaven. The Sumerian King List opens with "Kingship descended from heaven." Genesis opens with God creating the first man directly. In both traditions, the origin of human authority and civilization is not earthly. It is granted from above. The earliest humans are closer to the divine source, and their extraordinary lifespans reflect that proximity. 5 parallels. Impossible ages. The flood as dividing line. Gradual decline. A short named list. Authority from heaven. 2 texts. 2 languages. 2 traditions. And the pattern extends beyond 2 traditions. In Hindu tradition, the lifespans of beings in the earliest yuga, the Satya Yuga, are described as lasting thousands of years. With each successive age, lifespans shorten. In the Kali Yuga, the current age, the maximum human lifespan is described as 100 years. The same decline, the same curve, the same pattern of diminishing from a golden age of extraordinary duration to a present age of ordinary mortality. In the mythology of the ancient Greeks, The earliest humans, the Golden Race, lived in a time without suffering and with lifespans far exceeding the ordinary. Each successive age, silver, bronze, heroic, iron, saw a decline in both virtue and duration. Hesiod describes this in Works and Days, written around 700 BCE. 4 traditions: Sumerian, Hebrew, Hindu, Greek, all recording the same pattern, a golden age of impossible longevity, followed by a catastrophe or transition, followed by a gradual decline to present-day human lifespans. 3 positions. The first, direct literary inheritance. This is the strongest explanation for the Sumerian biblical parallel. Specifically, during the Babylonian exile of the 6th century BCE, Hebrew scribes lived in Mesopotamia and had direct access to Sumerian and Babylonian traditions. The genealogies in Genesis may be a Hebrew adaptation of the Sumerian King List structure, with the impossibly long reigns compressed into hundreds of years instead of tens of thousands, and the polytheistic framework replaced with a monotheistic one. The structural skeleton remains the same. The theological content was reshaped. This is the mainstream scholarly position and has strong textual evidence supporting it. The second, shared memory of a real phenomenon. Some researchers have proposed that the impossible ages encode astronomical or calendrical data, not literal lifespans. The Sumerian number system was sexagesimal base 60. Some of the reign durations factor neatly into powers of 60. The numbers may represent ritual cycles, astronomical periods, or reign years counted in different units, not biological lifespans. Both traditions may be preserving a shared system of time reckoning that we no longer fully understand. The third, the universal memory of decline. Every civilization looks backward at a golden age, when humans were greater than they are now, stronger, wiser, longer lived, closer to the divine. The impossible ages may not record literal durations at all. They may record a universal human intuition that something has been lost, that the earliest generations were closer to the source, that with each passing age the light dims. Whether that intuition reflects a historical reality, a cosmological model, or a deep feature of human psychology, the pattern is there. In every tradition, across every civilization. The Weld-Blundell Prism sits in a glass case in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. On its 4 faces, in wedge-shaped cuneiform, it lists the kings who ruled Sumer from the time kingship descended from heaven to the time the scribe set down the stylus. 8 kings before the flood. Reigns of 28,800 years, 36,000 years, 43,200 years. Open the book of Genesis. 10 patriarchs before the flood. Ages of 930 years, 962 years, 969 years. The numbers are different. The pattern is the same. Before the flood, impossible ages. After the flood, a long decline toward the world we know. Both traditions remembered the same thing. Something was lost. 5 civilizations, 5,000 years apart. One truth. This is one origin.